what do we got to do? It is 9:50 at night, and I really want to go to sleep, but we're not going to do that, right? Because that's the easy thing to do. We're not going to get lunch tomorrow. We're going to make all our meals, right? So we're going to start off the way we usually do when we're having carbs. Very simple. Okay, calm down. Don't get too excited. Don't get your panties in a bunch, all right? So stick with me. Don't get lost. We're going to blend that sumbitch up. Then we're going to put it into 4 containers, right? 1 for breakfast, another meal at 1, 3, and 5. That's going to be 4 meals. That's going to take us right back to the crib. Then we're going to have meals 5 and 6, and we're going to go to bed. So one other thing that I'm going to share with you tonight is my final meal. Very simple. Pint of egg whites, 70 grams of raw oats in the microwave, 7 minutes. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 18 ounces of chicken, 300 grams of rice, and a grip of asparagus. I'm feeling it. Actually, no. I'll do the asparagus and I'm going to do a little bell pepper too. How you doing? I love sweets at night. It's like my biggest weakness, like by far. I'm not a savory guy. I'm not really a salty guy. I'm a sweet guy. All day, every day, no problem. You put a box of Little Debbie Swiss rolls in front of me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You better back up. All right. I'm telling you right now. All right. This ain't a game. Anyway, dial it back. Wow. Okay. So, as I was saying, I'm going to show you what we do I'm going to show you how we do it the smart way. Sugar-free pudding mix, boys and girls. We're going to mix that with some pure whey isolate. We're going to mix that with a little bit of stevia. Maybe, maybe not. And a little bit. Oh, I said stevia. No, I have Splenda right now. No stevia. I lied. And we're going to put a little bit of almond milk in there. Just enough to make it viscous, and it's going to turn into like a brownie batter. I have butterscotch. Stick with me, okay? If y'all like brownie batter, you don't have to do butterscotch. You can do whatever flavor you want, but I'm telling you right now, boy, whoo, you better be sitting down. It's going to blow those kneecaps off. Trust and believe. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so we're going to turn on our skiz per usual. You guys know how we do it, right? We're going to flip it over to Zops. We do 18 zips, all right? Pop that right in there. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, we got too much. Dial it back. All right, I got too excited. 16.8. 17.4. We're almost there. Oh, look at that. Right on the money, boys. Okay. The reason that we're doing 3 6-ounce portions is it equates to roughly 50 grams of protein per portion. And for me, in my plan, what I'm doing right now, and what I weigh, which is about 210 roughly, in case you're curious. This works for me. Don't eat the same way that I eat because you're not me. You might need more, you might need less. The name of the game is to eat as much food as you possibly can while staying in a caloric deficit, which is going to be specifically unique to you. And the rationale there, boys and girls, is pretty simple. In order to figure out what your caloric baseline is, it's not rocket science. You just take your body weight, you multiply it by 14. That 14 is indicative of what we call an activity level. You could use 15, you could use 16, but let's face facts. Y'all sitting on your ass all day. Use 14. That's going to be your baseline. Now, with that being your baseline, if you wanted to lose, let's say, a pound a week, all you're going to do is you're going to take 500 off that figure. That number that you're left with, that's how many calories you're going to need to consume each and every day to stay the same. But chances are, if you're listening to my ass jabber at you, you probably don't want to stay the same. So if we, let's say, deduced 500 from that figure, what we're going to be left with is a 500 calorie per day deficit. Now, with there being 7 days in a week, each and every day, that's going to stagger and equate to 3,500 calories on a weekly basis. For those of you that don't know, 1 pound of body mass is equal to 3,500 calories. Thus, you lose a pound per week. That's not the whole equation, boys and girls, because that purely is going to dictate the number on a scale looking back at you. It doesn't necessarily indicate your overall composition, which is dictated by, drumroll, your macronutrients. That's your ratios of fats, proteins, and carbs, right? All of these are unique to the individual. They are not the same. So you need to figure out exactly what your requirements are. And Again, it's not too hard to do. Okay, if you're a woman, you multiply your body weight times 0.7. If you're a man, it's kind of up to you. You could do a gram. That's, you know, typically what I'd recommend. Or you can go a little higher if you're a little crazy. But a gram will do you. Trust and believe. That's going to give you a number that we'll call that A. So now you got A. That's how many grams of protein you're going to consume on a daily basis. I need a spoon or something. I'm going to make a huge mess. Each and every time I do this, I make a huge mess, and I say I'm not going to do it. So let's try to do this every time it's a game. Can we do this without making a mess? Nobody knows. I feel like an episode of like Unsolved Mysteries tonight on Unsolved Mysteries. Can Chris blend up 3 meals without making a mess? Probably not. Okay. Anyway, back to the equation. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that first figure, right? That's your body weight. If you're a woman, times 0.7. If you're a man, that's times 1 up to. Don't go crazy, guys. You don't have to do 2 grams of protein. Don't even do like a gram. You really don't even need a gram and a half. You can if you want. It's up to you. But 1 to 1.5. From there, what you're going to be left with is your A. That's how many grams of protein you're going to consume. Next up, you're going to figure out your fats. Fats are also pretty simple. It's on a sliding scale, whether you like fatty foods, you don't really care, or you prefer carbohydrates. If you prefer eating more carbohydrates, take your body weight, multiply it by 0.35. If you would prefer more fats, multiply it by 0.4. You can bring it down. You can do 0.3 if you want. I do think it is important to have at least a moderate level of fat, meaning like, you know, average guy, 50, 60 grams, because fats are the precursor to all of the hormones in your body, your testosterone and etc. So if you don't give yourself the substrate necessary to curate those hormones that you want, you're not really going to feel too good. So make sure you get some moderate fats in there, 0.3, 0.35, 0.4, depending on your preference for fats. And then next thing you got to do, I'm going to stop jabbering and blend this, but last thing is to figure out your carbohydrates. Now, figure out your carbs. Try to stay with me. If you guys have any questions, there is another video on my YouTube channel where I lay this out super easy. I got a visual. You can follow along. But what we're going to do is we're going to take A, your protein, we're going to multiply that by 4 because there's 4 calories per gram of protein. We're then going to get X. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take your fats. We're going to take your fats, multiply that by 9. So we're going to take, variable B, call that fats, multiply that by 9. Why? Because there's 9 calories per gram of fat, right? So now we're going to have, we'll call that Y. So you're going to have X number of calories from protein. You're going to have Y number of calories from fats. You're going to add those two together. You're going to get a number. Now, based on whether you want to, gain weight or lose weight, that's where you're going to take that figure that we figured out initially. You're going to deduct A plus B from, X plus Y from that original target number. You're going to be left with the remaining calories per day to hit your goal that are going to be derived from carbohydrates. We're going to take that number. We're going to divide that sumbitch by 4. Why? Well, you guessed it. There's 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. We're going to be left with Z. And that, my friends, is how you find your carbohydrates. So we got A, protein, taught you that. How to find your fats, taught you that. And taught you how to find your carbs. Now you have your macronutrients to have a well-balanced composition while making that scale go down or go up, depending on your goals. That's enough jabbering. I'm going to get over here. We're going to blend that bitch. I think she's had enough. So, now that we get that out of the way, 300 grams of rice. Make way for the mess, boys. Here we go. This is dicey. This is very risky. Don't do this at home. Be smarter about it. All right, yeah, this is not ideal. Yeah, let's break her up. All right. Okay. Hey, actually, ooh, look at that hunk. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, let's take those fucking hunks. Oh, yeah, look at that shit. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Some good fallopian fruit flippers right there. Look at that, huh? Ooh, look at that. We're so close. Oh, no, there was a granule. All right. So that's our rice. All right, here we go. So rice is in, chicken's in, peppers are in, asparagus is in. We've got a nutrient-packed shake here. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy for drinking this. Who cares? When you work, like you all should be doing in some way, shape, or form, you shouldn't really have the time to sit there and eat this many times a day. And you're probably wondering, well, why do you need to eat this many times a day? You don't necessarily have to, but you're probably going to want to from a satiety standpoint, especially if you're going through and trying to lose weight. So just keep that in mind. It's up to you. Skin the cat any way you wish. I'm just here to guide. It's up to you to follow. Anyway, let's put this cap on. Oh, what do we got over here? A little Canada Dry. How you doing? Don't mind if I do. A little parched. All right. All right, calm down. Here we go. All right. Now, will it blow out? We're going to have to wait and see. We ain't investing that, boys. We ain't got time for that shit. Okay. Now she's had enough. Let's get those eggs rolling. Pint of egg whites. Oh, drop the cap. Well, what you gonna do? I'm gonna put that right there. Let that pour out. Oats. Let's get the rest of that out there. It's 50 grams of pure protein, by the way. If you're curious as to what this equates to, 10 servings, 5 grams of protein per serving, 50 grams of protein. And once again, the best kind of protein you can eat. Might make you smell like shit, but you're gonna be healthy. Be careful who you're around. Don't go out and don't eat shit like this and go out on dates, boy. I'm telling you right now, you gotta have a bad time. Good luck trying to be sexy while you're clenching your ass. You don't want that. I'm telling you, goddamn, you better listen, boy. You shut up and learn. All right. All right, 70 G's. That's enough of that. God damn. Should be charging for this type of information. I'm telling you right now. Quite literally save your ass. 7 minutes. All right, so that's doing its thing. Now, I should have did this from the jump, but we're going to do it now. It is pretty damn hard to pour this and not spill at all. So, for this part, and I should do this the whole time, but I don't. We're going to pour this. By the way, if you're curious as to why there's black rings, sometimes if I travel, I'll bring 2-3 days worth of food with me, right? And yes, I'm bringing chicken shakes with me. The black ring indicates there's no carbs. On a time like this where I know that there's not a mixed bag of food, I don't really care, so I'm just going to use whatever. But it's a quick little way to keep things uniform when you're on the go, and you can easily identify which meal's which. Anyway, so we're going to take this and do a little three-way split here. 64 ounces roughly in here, by the way. So a little over the 20. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cap it off with a little bit of water. See, that one's getting a little bit less, but there's still quite a bit in the blender. So put that RO water in there. This also helps with the cleaning process too. I mean, it's going to go in the dishwasher either way, so it's not a huge deal, but give that a... Oh, she squirted on me. God, oh, she's a squirter. God damn it. Oh, it's very hard to do this and not make a mess, guys. Maybe you're better than me, but I just want to get it done and go to bed. I will clean all this up this weekend. So we're going to keep this out for right now because we're going to come back and we're going to blend up our breakfast for tomorrow. There you go. 3 shakes. Each one's roughly 50 grams of protein, 25 grams of carbs. Well, probably closer to 30 grams of carbs if we factor in those vegetables. So very light. Keep you hydrated. Keep you feeling good. One thing that's missing here that I don't know if anybody's really called out is there's no salt here. This is really important and something that's really easy to overlook if you're eating foods like this, just pure raw, no seasoning, no nothing, no frills. Salt's very important. You don't want to have excess levels of sodium sporadically, right? You want to keep your sodium levels relatively stagnant. And the reason is because we all know increased water retention. What does that equate to? High blood pressure. What does that equate to? Heart and kidney issues. That's not good. Reckon you do that, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay. So we're pretty light with the salt in the way that I do it. So what we're gonna do is just, this is a quarter of a teaspoon, if you're curious. Just not a lot at all. And I don't even use the full scoop, just a smidge. The other thing about salt that's you might not realize, especially if you've never done it, if you go on a low salt diet and you don't eat carbohydrates, I emphasize that for a reason, I'll circle back in a minute, you're going to be urinating constantly. Your body's not going to be able to hold water because there's the absence of carbohydrates, which is the mechanism to which your body stores water in your muscles in the form of glycogen. And if you don't have salt, your sodium and just overall electrolyte levels are going to be distorted, and thus you're going to be pretty dehydrated. So make sure, keep salt, electrolyte mix, whatever it is you're into, in the body when you're not eating carbs. In a situation like this, I put the salt in there for the same reason. I just want to stay hydrated, and I'm working tomorrow, so if I hold a little bit of extra water, it's no big deal. But you got to have some salt in the diet. It's pretty important. So having done all that, we've got 3 minutes on the clock for this to wrap up. God damn. I don't know what it is. When I grew up, I was always drinking soda, which is stupid. Don't feed your kids sugar-laced soda, please. You're going to rot their teeth. Good Lord. Yeah, don't do that. There's parents out there. Juices too, people. It's the same thing. Don't think you're being healthy for your kids because you're buying juice, you're buying sugar. You're lying to yourself. You don't need any of that shit. Some people would argue that certain sweeteners will give you the cancer. What do we get in this one? Aspartame. Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you something. It pays having shitty teeth, and you don't want to be consuming, geez, wow, this probably be like, I don't know, 250, 220 calories maybe. Probably like 40 grams of sugar. I mean, soda's no joke, guys. You don't want that crap in your body. It's no bueno. So we have 2 minutes, so we might as well make our little treat. Let's keep you busy. I'm going to go in the closet here, behind door number 1. All right. It's a diet hack, guys. All right, so take a gander. Take a look at that pretty boy. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that. And it can be yours for only $1.98 at your local Walmart. We're doing butterscotch tonight. So what I'm going to do, by the way, in case you're curious, 80 calories in this whole packet. You don't necessarily need the whole packet. I'll use it from time to time. I might do it tonight, but I didn't have my 7 o'clock meal. I didn't have my 9 o'clock meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double up here, and I'm going to have a pretty hefty amount. We're going to do 80 grams of isolate. And by the way, when you're buying protein, it is not all the same, guys. Don't go buy whey protein. Don't do that. Here's why. Whey protein is an adulterated protein. And when I say that, I'm talking about like the lactose and the overall byproducts in there. If you guys know the company Fairlife milk is an ultra filtered milk product that, although is derived from cows, is free of lactose. And it also has higher protein levels. Why? Because of their patented purification system and filtration of the milk. You want that same thing when it applies to whey protein. You don't want all the junk, the lactose. That's why people say, oh, I drink a protein shake, I get bloated, or I shit my pants. You bought the wrong kind, and you bought the wrong stuff. Listen to your boy. Isolate only. You can do hydrolyzed as well, but isolate's easier. Now, some people be like, I'm going to get vegan protein and I'm going to save the planet. Do whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever works for you, go for it. I'm just here to guide you. All right. So I'm going to use the whole packet. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come behind that. I always cap my days off with a good, healthy fat source. I'm a huge, oh, God damn it, boy. Shut that thing up. Yapping you. All right. So I'll throw that away in a moment. Pour off that layer of gunk. We don't want any of that. I buy so much peanut butter, it would blow your dick off. Let me tell you, boy. You ain't never seen anybody eat peanut butter like me. But peanut butter is my primary fat source. And the reason why I prefer peanut butter is because, one, it's tasty, and I can do stuff like this with it. Versus if I went with, let's say, a macadamia nut oil, which I do love, and it's rich in omega-9s, it's not as versatile. I can make sauces with peanut butter. I can't cook with it, really, but I'm not doing that, as you can see, so it's not really a concern. But, man, whew, that shit don't get old. If you don't like peanut butter, do another nut butter, or just opt out of it altogether and do an oil. Whatever floats your boat. So, 80 grams of isolate. We've got, which is quite a bit. This is a very pure product, so this is about 75 grams of protein in here, in case you're curious. 80 calories coming from that pudding mix, which is just trace amounts of carbs, about 20 carbs, roughly. And last but not least, we got the peanut butter. So the meals that I designed for myself, my last 2 meals are a serving of protein each. And today I'm not eating carbohydrates, so it's a fat serving, which in this case equates to 32 grams of peanut butter. So that, my friends, is what we have here. And we're going to come behind that with just enough. And I'm doing this out of order and a little scattered just because I'm hungry, in case you're curious. Just enough water to get a good emulsification going. There is a secret ingredient, and that is something everybody out there needs to consume. I'm telling you right now, it'll change your life. You'll never shit the same again. That's right. You heard me right. You ain't never going to shit the same again. All right? Your ass will thank you. Psyllium husk. Do about 10 grams. This scooper just so happens to be 10 grams. I do whole psyllium husk. You can do powdered if you'd like. It doesn't really necessarily make a difference, but what this does is absorbs a lot of water. It's very gelatinous, and when consumed, well, you guys know the rest. It speaks for itself. We're going to take this whole mix. We're going to mix this up. Now, the goal here, again, we don't want to use too much liquid. You want to use just enough liquid to where it becomes very, very thick, like a brownie batter. That's what we're going for. All right? So just a little bit of water at a time. This is what some people would call a sludge, if you will. And I'm telling you, if you guys have a craving of any sort at night, this is probably going to hit the mark. It's satisfying. It's tasty. It's rich in fiber. It really is something else. You can get creative with this too. You can leverage a very similar recipe to this and make a really nice protein ice cream if you're feeling ice cream that night. All you need is a little bit of guar gum or xanthan gum. We'll do that in another video. But this is what you're left with. All right. It's not pretty, but man, I'm telling you. God damn. Who doesn't love brownie batter? If you don't like brownie batter, I don't like you. Okay? Thank you. All right. We're almost done. Now, we got our world famous bowl of farts here. Okay? What we're going to do, I don't have a spatula in here. I might have to just manhandle it. That's right. I'm going to put a little bit of ice in here first. You got to do some ice, especially if it's fresh out of the microwave like that, because it is hot, boy. Not that we're consuming it right now, but it's just easier to manage. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist. All right. A little twist just like that. All right, now it's a big puck. Now I'm just going to grab it, one whole unit, Just like that. Now this does require a little water. Don't go in dry, boys. If you know, you know. All right. Lube her up a little bit. There you go. Get it warmed up. All right. Don't get too excited. Don't go flying in there. Calm down. She'll thank you. All right. Let's blend her up. That's not what I'm putting in this. Tap these up. Wheels are wheels. How you go? That's enough of that. Okay, here we go. Oh, ooh, did you see that clump? Oh, man. Oh, that's going to be fun tomorrow. It's always a lovely surprise. I don't mind when she's smooth, boy. When she's chunky, god damn. Pork chops are chunky. Taste so good, make you want to slap your mama. I'm just kidding. This does not taste good. I'm not worried about dishes right now because your boy needs to get into bed. So I've had a quite a long day, but hopefully you found this informative and entertaining and learned a thing or two. So this is how I go about making my first 4 meals almost every single day when I'm having carbohydrates. The levels of the food do fluctuate, the amount of chicken, the amount of rice, the vegetables are relatively stagnant, but this is all it takes, guys. You don't have to overcomplicate things. I'm not saying that you need to blend your food like I do. There's so many different ways to do this, but for me, this is what I found works. I've tried meal prepping. I've tried if it fits your macros. I've tried all these different ways of just getting to where I want to be. And for some reason, this is just what works for me. Started off when I was a kid back in high school. For some reason, I got it in my head that a part of my diet needed to include fat-free yogurt, plain yogurt, whatever. That stuff is like sour cream. I remember being on the way to school. My mom was laughing at me because I'm sitting there gagging, force feeding myself. And I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I used to force feed myself constantly. And now I'm at a point where I can quite literally drink damn near anything. So this ain't nothing but a chicken wing on a shoestring for me. Might not be for you though. So again, there is no one size fits all approach. Figure out what works for you and stick with it, because that's the key. That's going to take you anywhere, whether it's changing your body, changing your life. It's those small little pieces of consistency that stagger over time into great things. So having said all that, I'm out of here. Have a great night, boys.